Hello, I'm Crispy, and I have no control over which creative project I work on at any given moment. So to help with this, and to potentially get some input and interest from others, I'm going to be doing some sort of devlog type thing. Not for any one specific project, unless or until one specific project becomes a mainstay. Hopefully I can stick with this idea of making devlogs. So before we start, let's go over some things I already have made. Before I can talk about what I will do, I gotta talk about what I have done. This isn't exactly my first game. This version is an upgraded version of that. Honestly, even the first version, probably still one of the best things I done made. So how do I describe words are escaping me? You know how it would be. The idea is you are this thingy with a big bazooka, and when you fire it, the knockback is really large. So you can like do some fun tricks with that. You can end up getting hurt in dumb ways. If you're going fast enough, you damage enemies, stuff like that. I did at some point experiment with the idea of more like keyboard and mouse controls, like you would click to fire and you would fire in the direction of the mouse and therefore get knocked back in the opposite direction. It was kind of neat. I'm not sure if that if that is the right direction to take things. It would make certain like tricks easier, because there is a very small amount of upward when you're firing in the air, so you can technically use it to get a higher jump. I think that's enough showing off of this one. Let's move on to the next one. This is a little ditty I call Kotor the Pixel. Whoops. Honestly, I feel like this one is kind of mid, but somehow this is my most popular thing. Oh, there's the gold pixel.
Honestly, I don't remember very much about this one. Oh, I think I was like actually like... Oh yeah. Okay. I was understanding it a little bit. There is some neat things here. You've got like platforms that move a little bit. The water effect is very strange. It's strange because of how low res it is. Goal is to get to the right size. Whoa. So I think this one is the most popular because it might have gotten reposted without my consent or whatever. completely forgot about this. Oh no, I got hit once, so I'm dead forever. You know, I guess I never did make a. Oh, you can reset. But I think that's enough of that. Okay, more neat than I thought. So, as I'm sure it has been obvious, it's been a while since I have looked at some of these. This is one that I made for a game jam about city builders. I believe it was inspired by the, specifically the weird, Norende minigame in Bravely Default. So we've got a little guy here. He's a plush bow. They're the species. And there's things that you build for them, or I guess more like they build thanks to you. Let's see. Double click a building to upgrade it. Happier plush bow, spin more shots. Healthier plush bow, work harder. One plush bow can't work on multiple upgrades at once. Okay. Thanks, past me, for leaving instructions. Look, it's the miracle of birth. Except they're, I guess, weird little guys made of cloth and stuffing. Oh, you know, I was about to be like, I don't remember how to earn money, but I forgot that the game itself literally tells you. I am dumb. Oh, and I said double click on a building to upgrade it. Is that like the price? I don't remember what any of this means. Help. Help. Oh, I bought a hospital. And we'll build a path to it. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of waiting, but like I guess if you stick with it, you can make a very big city of little guys, these weird little freaks. And that's, well, that's okay. You can do that if you want. I won't go over every game that I made for Game Jam because some of them suck. But I mean, and also oh, I died. Also, to be fair, a lot of them are short and small because like they're made for Game Jams. That's just how they are. But you can see this one was a bit of experimenting with the twin stick ideas, like I had alluded to earlier. Problem is, though, I have a gaming laptop, and that is maybe not the most responsive thing, laptop mouse pad. I should probably stop. This is going to keep going forever. This is just like an arcadey type, go until you lose type thing. There's no kill screen. I mean, not that I'm aware of. Those are technically glitches. I guess there's probably technically a point where you end up like overflowing, underflowing the counters and stuff. I should stop. I can't let myself do that. Ooh, hey, it's the drill one from the drill jam. Steroid and cigar levels must remain equal. Otherwise, my organs will completely shut down and the quality of my posts will suffer immensely. This one also goes on forever. But, like, I mean, I guess due to the nature of it, there's probably a hard limit somewhere. Or not really a hard limit, but a soft limit. Somewhere where eventually there's just not enough things to keep you alive. It's about the eternal struggle to keep steroids and cigars exactly the same. But you just can't do it. It's not truly possible. You can only do your best to eat as many steroids and cigars as you can equally. But you can't do that. But you can do it for at least 52 seconds. Here's another one that I kind of wanted to revisit. This one's called Bug Catch Kingdom. This was a submission to a game jam called A Game by Its Cover, where there are these game covers for games that aren't real. And you make a game based on that. Yeah, I do kind of want to revisit this. I might have to, like, not use that branding because it's not. I don't think we're technically allowed to use that branding for commercial purposes, but like, I don't know, there's a. You get bugs. They've got randomly generated names. I don't have a lot to say, you know. I said my piece on this one is something that I could easily expand on and think would be fun to do so. The map is pretty large also. I mean, like,
at least large by the standards of Game Jam. Collisions are kind of weird. That's probably like, yeah, some jank about construct or whatever. And frankly, the swinging, not so great. One was, yeah, that one came right after EXP bar. I don't know why I couldn't figure swinging out again. Anyway, here's Small World. I remember this one. This was the Game Jam this one was for was called Slow Game Jam. Man. Well, let's get to it. I've got a thing. I do remember this one getting some amount of praise, and that was neat. It's like a god sim or whatever. As best as I could make one within, like, however long that game jam was, and they are not very long. Oh, look, some ground. Here's a block. I believe what it is you get a point whenever some kind of interaction occurs, like when grass reaches a new stage, or if water evaporates. I think water just evaporated there into a cloud, and then it went down into not a cloud, but a water again. That's points right there. That's good points. You get points for that. You can buy people for 30 points. That's how much everybody is worth. Definitely wasn't kidding about it being small. Will the subtle changes even show up on YouTube? There's some pixels of green there. You can see some pixels of blue. There's more green. Why do I gotta make things so tiny? Alright, we're in the last two games that I want to show off, and these are ones that I submitted for a grade in a school. I study this now. Yeah, this is a mini game. I'm a chicken in a ball. And there's gonna be stuff coming at me forever. It's kind of laggy, I think. Probably because I made it so that there's like a million things. Yeah, you know, this camera may be not so good for this thing. It is pretty fun though, honestly, is dodging stuff. The one drawback I remember, might have lost points for this. I think the game just crashes when you die. I don't remember. I don't even know if I still have the code, so I don't know why that happened. This one gave me a lot of technical difficulties, despite how simple it seems and should be and is. Look, you can stand on the platforms. That was a vital part of the vision. The slippery controls are also a part of the vision, and not something that you can criticize me for. The Z fighting I could take or leave. Oh, squeeze through. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, we die. Yeah. One last thingy I submitted for a grade. So, you know, a lot of this is like based on code that other people put together, so it's not super mine. But you know, I'm pretty happy with it, and so was the teacher. I don't know why that's there. Yeah, you know, class is kind of like a game jam. You don't have all that much time. But yeah, platformer with gravity gimmicks. It's like Mario Galaxy, but if there was 2D. But you know, making things that use gravity is not the easiest thing in the world. I'm sure you've already noticed that there's a little bit of like a jittering when gravity zones are like interacting or doing something weird. But it works enough. We How long will this one again? I don't think we're that far from an ending, actually. I could show this one whole off wholly, in entirely. But will I? Perhaps I get bored. I get bored. For the record, this like free. Well, no, it's not free. It was worth money, but like the set of what the heck is it called? The templates and stuff. They were like encouraged to be used part of the course. So no, I was not cheating. That was the course. You probably noticed throughout this that while I stuck with Construct 2 for most of it, it's definitely not the only one I've used. Genuinely, trying to pick one engine to specialize in has been pretty difficult. I've experimented with Game Maker and RPG Maker before, but Game Maker has never stuck with me, and while RPG Maker can be fun and I may revisit it one of these days, something about it just doesn't fully mesh with me. Unity is also one that I've looked into because as far as game design classes go, Unity is the one that gets taught, but it's been hard to be enthusiastic about Unity on account of, Speaking of business practices I don't really like, Construct 2 has been replaced by Construct 3, and now Construct 3 is an engine that requires a subscription to use. A very odd choice for what seems to be a beginner-friendly engine. Beginners typically don't have that much money to throw around. Granted, I don't think there's any shame in using an engine that's accessible and easy to understand. To me, the only difference between using visual block coding and typing it all up is whether or not you have to Google the exact syntax of the words you're looking for. Because of that, I ended up gravitating towards GDevelop, which is totally free and open source and has a lot of community support. It's what I've been using most so far. Also, I have been tempted to look at Godot to see if that works for me. I haven't yet, but one of these days I'll look at it and maybe also pronounce it better. But first, look. But first, let's talk about the project that I've put the most time into recently. And this is what I have been working on the most recently. It is a Little Witch Academia fan game, because sometimes a piece of media will just rewrite my brain chemistry. So, oh, it opens in a new window when I preview it. Hang on. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here it is. Transform. Fit the screen. Okay. So, here is our little first area thingy. Sort of a testing ground, but not really a testing ground, but like sort of, kind of is. So, I've actually been doing a lot of thinking about what if I'm like doing this in a dumb way. I mean, mechanically. Because right now, you can probably tell it works on twin stick shooter rules. When I click, I fire. And moving with WASD. So it's keyboard and mouse controls, like Terraria, maybe. Actually, like the way that I came up with this, like gameplay style is very, very strange. Because like first I saw Vampire Survivors, and I thought if that game looks easy to copy, I could make a Vampire Survivors like. Then I wanted to add a little bit more. I thought, hey, maybe I could like lean in more of a Legend of Zelda type direction. Now I'm like this, which is, I mean, I think Enter the Gungeon is like this. I haven't played much of that. The thing is, I also want there to be like a decent variety of different spells that you can use, and I'm not sure how I want to handle that, especially with the keyboard and mouse controls. I guess I could have them, it'd be like you switch with like the number buttons or something. But I don't even have switching implemented at all yet, or any sort of inventory system, because I don't think that I am particularly good at UI. So just exploring the area and all of its glory. Did I not put something in that? Whatever. Just to give a good feel of what this is, this idea is going for. And here we have a mini boss. Obviously a lot of like, what's the term I'm looking for? Game feel stuff is not complete. But that is what I have so far. I've got like a little intro area type of thing. still no dang real UI. This part I made, the dialogue ID part. Because if you've been seeing me on Tumblr, you might have seen that I had uploaded a test of that. A silly little test with the radio TV solutions quote, or moment thing, whatever. This part of the UI I didn't make is from a thingy, a template. Yeah, I suppose while I'm here I can show off some of the internals. Because there's definitely been some stuff that I'm might be doing in a dumb way. Let's see, there's so much here. You can see here that I experimented with trying the inventory add-on to handle spells. I don't know why it doesn't work. It wasn't working. I'm not sure why. I'm going to undisable them for a second just so that you could get a better look at them. Obviously this isn't how it would have been handled in the final game anyway, but like just for the test, like what this should be doing is it should be setting this thing to active, and then over here there would be a thing that says if this object is active, then it can fire. And it will fire starting from the wand. Instead I've just got this janky, not at all optimized thing. Man, this is hard. While I'm at it, what about that second treasure chest? Did it just not go? It has the right ID number, I think. I don't know, I'll think about that later. Looking through and stuff, we've got things, we've got, oh, I could also show off like the enemies, I think. This one specifically is for the gargoyle mini boss near the end there. At the end. I was honestly pretty excited to code the mini boss. I kind of like that. Maybe I could like do some kind of boss rush type game in the future. Like a Titan Souls type of thing could be neat. Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell which segments of this video were and weren't scripted? Anyhow, there's some amount of uncertainty still, but obviously if I can get the skeleton there right, and I can reuse it for more original projects. I've certainly had inspirations. A game about a sprawling maze where every playthrough is personalized, a boss rush game, a game with a short playtime focused around new game pluses, a story about an item shop with a fantasy RPG setting, or any number of expansions to those short games I showed off earlier. I know there might not be a whole lot to talk about quite yet, but feedback is very much appreciated. I'd certainly love to hear input. Until then, I've been Crispy. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, or subscribe.